Now guys, creating other type of campaigns are also very much easy. So basically all the things are same. Okay, so if you just go to advanced, even if you just let's say create let's say engagement campaign, okay, so it's still same. Reach campaign is also same. Just go with let's say reach campaign, just click on the next button. Okay, you can just write here, let's say for whatever product which you are creating, just write the product name. Okay, and this is the reach campaign, and what will be the media, whether you want to use video or image. And this is for the cold audience, because reach is the awareness campaign. Basically we run it for the people who are not aware about our product and service. Okay, so just go to all these things, just switch on the campaign budget optimization, set your budget limits, go to the next button, put the ad group name. Okay, whatever ad group name you want to do. Okay, product, you can just target for whatever. Okay, this is for the reach video campaign, and this is for the cold audience. Just same thing, you can just target, run the campaign. All campaigns you will going to see will going to have the same thing. Okay, the will be also same. Similarly, if you let's say go to the create campaign for some other one, let's just go with let's say video views, still you will going to see the same thing. Very small difference here. Just write the product name which you want to promote. Okay, and the campaign for the views, to get the views, and you use whatever like, video ad. Okay, you can use it for the hot or cold, that doesn't matter. Just go to the next, same again, same, you just have to put that group name, budget, define, delivery, same stuff. Okay, but make sure in whatever option, for example right now it's video, so here you will going to see we have the goal as the 15 minutes, but make sure just keep it to the recommended which we have already told you, and all the things are same. You will see some little bit different in the ad, like but still it's same as well for the video as well, because we generally don't use the video ad, we generally use the sale campaign, you remember. And as I have told you, we generally use the sale one for both cold audience and for remarketing only. We don't use a lot of other options and campaign, but all works the same way, and we have shown you just right now. Okay, but make sure according to your objective, select the appropriate option. Okay, that is very much important. So this is how you guys can basically create the different types of campaigns you have. Okay, in your Twitter account. Okay, so hope you guys have somehow understood, and you can see all the campaigns you will going to see here will be listed here. Okay, that means whatever campaign you will going to create will going to show all the campaigns here. Okay, so this is all about the other types of campaigns you can create as well in the Twitter X platform. Now guys, we will going to talk about LinkedIn ads metrics, which is very much important for us to understand. Until and unless you will not be able to understand what is impression, what is click, so you actually we won't be able to understand that whether our campaign is performing great or not. So that's why it's very much important that to know about some metrics. Of course these are very basic metrics. Okay, but as we will go further, and if you require some special metrics, we will going to discuss that. But for beginners or intermediate students, these are the metrics which is important. Okay, so let's discuss about one by one, so that if we come to know about this metrics, so in future if we create some campaigns, so at that time you will understand what these different metrics mean. Okay, so first of all we have the impression. So impression means what? The number of times an ad displayed on LinkedIn. For example, if your ad appears 100 different LinkedIn pages, so that will be considered as a 100th impression. So impression means number of time your ad is shown. For example, you have created this LinkedIn ad maybe, okay, and number of times people will going to see this ad, so that will be called as impression in a very simple way, okay. Second is the clicks, the number of times users click on your ads, okay. So for example, people have seen your ad, and if they will click on, let's say here we have on this particular image, you guys can see we have here apply button, we have this sign up button. So whenever someone will going to see your ads, and if they will click on your ad, so that is called as clicks, the number of times users click on your ad. For example, if 10 people click on your ad, so that will be considered as a 10 clicks, okay. Now if we just talk about the spend, the amount of money you have spent on LinkedIn ads campaign. For example, if you set the budget of $500 and use it all, so your spend will be $500, okay. Now if we just talk about average CTR full form is click through rate, so the percentage of impression that resulted in the clicks. So basically it has one formula, just whatever clicks you will going to get, just divide it by the impression you are getting, okay, then multiplied by 100, so you will going to get click through rate. So basically all these data you don't have to calculate, okay. In your campaign manager, LinkedIn will automatically going to calculate how many impressions you are getting, how many clicks you are getting, how many average CTR you are getting, and so on, okay. So you don't have to calculate any stuff, LinkedIn will automatically going to calculate all these metrics for you. So in nutshell, click through rate is what? The percentage of the impression that resulted in a click. For example, if your ad gets 100 impression and 10 clicks, so your CTR is 10%. Why? Because you have got 10 clicks, so just put the 10 clicks. How many impression you have got? You have got 100 impression, so clicks divided by impression. 10 clicks we have got, 100 impression we have got, so just divide 10 clicks upon 100 impression and just multiply it by 100, you will going to get the CTR as a 10%. So idea is somehow that simple and easy, okay. So hope you guys have understood how we guys can calculate CTR. The next we have is the bid, the amount of money you are willing to pay to win an ad placement. For example, you may set the bid $2 per click. So we have just okay, but before that, before we just go ahead to bid, let's understand what is CPC. So CPC is cost per click, that is average. Basically it's automatically created here, you guys can see average CPC, okay. So what is average CPC? The cost of each click on your ad. So how much average cost of each click on your ad is called as CPC, average CPC. That means, see, this is your ad, and whenever someone will going to click on your ad, so for every click you have to pay to the LinkedIn. So because you are running your advertisement in LinkedIn, so LinkedIn will going to charge on every click. It can charge on two ways. First is through clicks and second is through impression, okay. Now what are these two things? So basically LinkedIn can charge you money on the basis of clicks. Whenever someone will see your ads and when they will click on your ad, so every click will going to have one cost, and that cost you have to pay to the LinkedIn, okay. So the average cost of each click on your ad is called as average CPC. For example, you have spent $100 on your campaign, and let's say you have received 50 clicks, so your average CPC is $2. Just divide 100 upon 50, okay. So you will going to get the average CPC, by the way, okay. So automatically it is also calculated in the LinkedIn campaign manager. Here you guys can see average CPC. You don't have to calculate anything, automatically everything is calculated. Now if you just talk about bid, now bid is what? The amount of money you are willing to pay to win an ad placement. For example, you have set the bid to $2 for each click. So you have said to LinkedIn that whenever someone will going to click, so I can pay you approx $2. Okay, so you have set the bid here that I can pay you $2 for every click. Okay, so that is what it is said here. You may set a bid of $2 for each click, meaning you are willing to pay, you're willing to pay up to $2 when someone clicks on your ad. So hope you guys have understood the bit. But when we will going to create the campaign, so at that time we will going to teach you how we guys can basically set the bid. Okay, now let's talk about the average CPM. Average CPM means what? The average cost of 1,000 impression. Impression means what? Number of times people will going to see your ads. So number of times people will going to see your ads, it's called as impression. Now I have told you that LinkedIn can charge you in two ways. First is through clicks and second is through impression. First is through clicks, second is through impression. So whenever someone will going to click on your ad, so if you have selected the strategy as a CPC, so you are saying to LinkedIn that charge me money for every click. But if you have set as a CPM, okay, so basically you have the control to choose the way you want to pay to LinkedIn. So you can pay through clicks method or impression method. So if you have chosen click method, so you have to pay for every click. If you have chosen for impression, so you have to pay for every 1,000 impression. That means whenever you will going to get 1,000 impressions on your ad, so for that 1,000 impressions you have to pay some cost to the LinkedIn. So it's totally up to you. You have two methods. You can either choose with CPC method or CPM method. So basically CPM method is specially used in the video type of ad, but we will not go here right now. Okay, but hope you guys have somehow understood. So if you see the CPM example, let's say if you have spent $200 to get 10,000 impressions, your average CPM is $20. Okay, just divide 1,000 by the money you are spending, how many impressions you are getting divided by how much amount you have spent. Just divide them, you will going to get your CPM. Now conversion, the action users takes after clicking on your ad, like making a purchase or signing up. For example, if 2 out of 10 clicks result in sign up, you have 2 conversion. Okay, that means for example many people have seen your ad, so that will be impression, and out of those people someone will going to click on your ad. And let's say you have there are 10 people who have clicked on your ad. Okay, and let's say out of 10 people only 2 people have, let's say, purchased your product and service which you are offering in the landing page. Okay, so the 2, because 2 people have come to your landing page and they have purchased, so these 2 will become conversion. So basically it's not about sale only, like if you are selling any product and service, it can be anything. For example, you have set some kind of sign up form, some kind of sign up form, sign up LinkedIn X. Okay, so for example, let me just see if we get some example of sign up form. Okay, so here I can see no, this is not the ad. So basically you will going to get some kind of sign up form where people, you can see here, people will have to put their email ID and all. So that can also be the conversion. So conversion means whatever your goal is, because as I have told you that in campaign group you define basically your goal, what goal you want to achieve, as well as budget. So whenever your goal is accomplished, whenever your goal is completed, so that will be called as conversion. For example, if your goal is to get sales, and whenever you will going to get number of times you will going to get sale, so that will be considered as a conversion. For example, let's say you have got 10 sales, so that will be considered as a 10 conversion. Let's say if you want that people to come to your landing page and they just sign up for your form, okay, so to do further business, So for example, you have got, let's say, 4 lead. So your goal is now to generate lead, okay? And let's say you have got 4 lead, so your conversion will going to show 4, okay? So hope you guys have somehow understood the concept of conversion. So to track conversion, basically you have to do tracking setup and all. We will going to talk about that in later on, okay? So here we have example, hope you have understood. Now let's talk about the last thing, that is cost per conversion. So basically the average cost of each conversion. So as I have mentioned, that let's say if you spend $100 on your campaign, and you have get to conversion, and your cost per conversion is $50, okay? So basically for example, let's say you have got, let's say, one sale, okay? So to get one sale, how much money you have spent, that is called as cost per conversion. You can see conversion means, as I have taught you, the goal, okay? Whenever your goal is completed, it will be considered as a conversion. So to achieve that conversion, how much cost you have paid is called as cost per conversion. Idea is somehow that simple. So hope you guys have understood the various terms and metrics. And in our LinkedIn ads, when you will start to run campaigns, so you will going to see all these particular metrics over here, okay? They are very simple and very basics, by the way, okay? And if you want to learn in very in depth, for example, if you want to see what does this spend means, you can click on this spend and you can see the LinkedIn will going to show you the meaning of that, okay? Amount you spend on your ads, impression or interactions, that is spend, okay? Impression, what is impression? So the number of time your ad is delivered or shown is called as impression. You can just read in more detail, okay? If you want to see what does this status means, so just click on that. This reflects the current delivery status of your account or a campaign group or a campaign or a ad, okay? For example, status is showing not delivering because the campaign is not able to run, because we have to put the payment method, then only our ads will going to run. So very simple concept, there's nothing complicated. And hope you guys have somehow understood the concept of various metrics we have. All the important metrics we have just now taught you, okay? And they're very simple and basic to understand, okay? So now guys, you all know that we have taught you some terms. Of course it's related to LinkedIn, but same applies to all the platforms, okay? So you will understood what is impression, clicks, and so on, okay? But I just want to tell you some other things. Like you can see that here we can see some details, and by the way, you can just delete any campaign from here. You can just copy that complete campaign and make some twist, okay? You can even just activate the campaign from here, okay? And you can see all these details like objective, impression we have got, spend, and so on. Also you can just do some other things, like you can just customize the metrics. So right now you can see, if I want to bring the impression at the very front, I can even do all that thing. So for example, the objective is first I can move the impression at the very top, and let's say I want to see the CTR, okay? That is click through rate, how much I'm getting that, okay? Or even I can just search for, let's say, CTR, okay? Or let's say click to rate, okay? Okay, this is what it is, okay? Or you can even just go with the clicks. You can just apply that as well. So now you can see you can totally customize it, and we have also added clicks. Even if you want to make, let's say, click to come at very first, so even you can do that. Now just click on apply. So you will going to notice after impression, click is here. So you can first of all totally customize your options. And another thing is that you all remember that the SEO sale video campaign we have created. So if you want to go inside this campaign, so you can simply click here, okay? So let me just go. For example, this is the campaign we have created, remember. So I want to go inside this. I will click on that. So you will going to see that now I'm in the ad group level. So you remember that I have created inside this campaign, I have got two ad group 1 and ad group 2. Ad group 1 was related to India and 2 was related to US. So you can see that the same thing, okay, as you ad group for US and ad group for India. And you remember that inside the ad group 1 we have created two ad 1 and ad 2. So if you want to go inside, let's say this ad group, so just click on this one and you will going to see the two ads, okay. You will going to see basically there, okay. So that is all about your ads manager. You will not going to see ads because we have got some valuations. Because of that it's not showing, but after you will going to contact the X ad support, they will going to make it enable for you, okay. So that's, do not worry, but that's how you can just navigate throughout your ads manager, okay.